This is Creating Stacks for Agility Platform. Today we'll be discussing how to view images on a cloud provider and how to link those to stacks so that they can be used by blueprints and templates inside Agility Platform. Let's begin. We'll start by logging into an Agility Platform instance with a user that has the ability to reach into a cloud provider, view images, and create stacks. We'll use the admin account today, which has the ability to see all of the projects. And we'll need to use the admin perspective. So we'll navigate to the top right and choose admin. The first thing we'll do is we'll examine the cloud provider. So we'll navigate to the top left under cloud providers, and there's one cloud provider built for this Agility Platform instance. It's an Amazon AWS cloud provider called TES Northern California. And if we examine the images icon, we can see all of the images that are resident on the cloud provider that the cloud provider has told Agility Platform about. So we can see some Agility appliances, some AP200 things. This is Cloud Training's site, so we have a lot of cloud training images that we built. The one that I'm interested in today is a ready-to-go image for AP302. Now this image can be an OS image, just the OS, or it can be an OS image and packages and proprietary and off-the-shelf software. It depends on how your organization wants to set these things up. You can have very complicated stacks linked to very complicated images, or you can have very clean images that have a lot of post-production work done to them by policies and scripts. Now we want to look at the stacks. We close the cloud provider, we take a look at the stacks, and we can see these are all the stacks that have been defined on Agility Platform so far. Each one of these stacks points to one or more images on a cloud provider where there's an actual OS and possibly some customization. And we want to add a new stack that doesn't exist, so we'll use the import function. And we'll start by giving that stack a name, and then possibly a description. We'll place a location for it and give it a tag for what kind of OS it is. The tag is important for scripts and packages. If they have to run against a particular OS, then you can actually tag that stack so the package and script will know if it can run or not. Because we're good system administrators, we're not going to pull this immediately into production. We're going to put it into the Agility Factory sort of temporary project. That's a nice place to place it so we can make sure that it works. And I'll use the Linux tag for this particular OS. We choose Next, and it actually gives us all the cloud providers that we know about, which is just the one, that AWS Northern California. And we'll choose Import an Image. So we'll open up Import Image, and then we'll start looking for that ready-to-go image that was pre-built. There it is. We'll check it. Now when the stack gets used, we'll need to actually have Agility Platform reach into the image to make customizations, to actually start it up, change passwords, run things as well. And I could use a username password pair, or I could use an SSH key attached to an admin user. Those are the two choices we have right now. Today, because I know the admin password and admin account is, we'll use username password pair. So I'll give that username admin password. If I wanted to see what it was to make sure I hadn't made any typos, I could choose show value. Right now we're using SSH as a management protocol. If that ever changes, you'll see this being populated by other choices. And we'll choose OK. Now at this point, if you're sharp-eyed, you'll notice that this build a stack looks suspiciously like build a template, which you may have seen earlier. And there's a good reason for that. The process is much the same. We're thinking about making virtual machines more generalized. And for templates, we started with a general idea and we got more specific. For this particular instance, we're moving from a very specific image and generalizing out. We can add firewall rules, volumes, packages. We can actually do all these things in the stack if you chose to. Or you can actually do this post-production in the blueprint or however you chose to. There's a lot of different ways to get things done in Agility. If I wanted to make changes for this particular cloud provider, I could change settings, and that would let me dictate which SSH key is used for this cloud provider. If this stack runs in this cloud provider, which size hardware configuration, small, large, micro, whatever. I could choose which location it's running in, what network adapter it uses, how many instances are started up by the stack, 1 or 10, or how many that you wish. or so on. And again, your customization level is depending on where you want to actually add customizations. Now we'll leave these very blank so that I can have my blueprint make a lot of changes. And I've said OK. I've told the agility platform about that image. I've told how to get to it. And I can see under the task list that it built it. So how do we check our work? Well, we select the stack and we choose images. And we can see that we have one cloud provider and it's in use, which means it did get built. So that was successful. And if we wanted to look at more information about this, again, we can choose View and see all these informational pieces as well. Now, this is not particularly useful right now because only projects or only virtual machines or blueprints in the Agility Factory project can use this stack. What we really need to do is place it in the root container. And the way we do that is we select the stack, select check in, then we'll select the root container. We could have put it in other places as well. And then we'll say OK. So we're going to ask Agility Platform to place this in the root container for us. And the job starts, but we're waiting for approval because we need approval to place anything into the root container. So we'll go to the mailbox by clicking on that inbox with a 1 in it. Click on the request, click on View, and you can see what's going to happen. It's going to source as Agility Factory and destination as root, so we're going to move it from Agility Factory to root and version it, check it in. I can place comments if I so desire. Yes. And choose Approve. The approval job goes away, and we can close this window. And now we can see under Task List that the job is completed. And now if we go back to Stacks and take a look, we can see that ready to go image, which has a tag of Linux, is en route and it's available to be used by any project across Agility Platform. So now it can be used as much as possible. If I wanted to customize it later, I could by choosing other cloud providers. This has been creating stacks with Agility Platform. If you'd like to see further videos, please check out our SharePoint at Cloud Training. If you'd like to sign up for more traditional training, we're at aptraining.csc.com. And please contact us if you have any questions at training@servicemesh.com.